William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I welcome you to another Two Hats special of community events. Let's look in and see what's really happening.
Thank you for everybody coming out, those here, kids, parents, supporters, and so forth. It is definitely an honor to have you all here today for this occasion. This is huge for our community on this over here, so we are very appreciative of that. We're appreciative of Ms. Massey for allowing this to happen. She is very a big supporter of community and us doing more for the school to get into the community. So this is a real big deal for her, so we're very appreciative of her and allowing us to use the gym today for this event. From there, I will pass on Ms. Rivas. She's our community liaison. She does all helping our kids with clothes that don't have it, places to stay. She's very involved with that, so I'm gonna pass the mic, the stage to her and allow her to go ahead with that. Thank you.
Hello. Good afternoon, good evening. I just wanted to invite or thank everyone for coming tonight. Don't have much to say, but thank you for taking your time out and being here with our students. And now I'm going to pass the mic over to Miguel Benitez.
Thank you, Ms. Rivas. I'm not going to use the mic. I'm going to talk loud. Let me first and foremost thank all of you guys for coming out today and participating, getting together, and maybe learning some things about how we can help each other to increase student success, right? We want to increase student success. Guys, we want you to be successful, okay? Parents, dads, got some moms, we want our kids to be successful. You know why we want you to be successful? Why? Why do you think we want you to be successful? Why do we want you to have a happy future? Because we want you to be happy, right? At the end of the day, we want you to be happy. We want you to live a fulfilling life. Let me tell y'all something, guys. I'm gonna tell you like this. I'm gonna break it down real quick. And and dads, just hear me out for a second. Before I've been in public education for about 20 years, and part of that time I was the juvenile corrections officer. I did that for 14 years. So I was inside the jail when kids got arrested, and they brought them in. And so this is what happened. So kids were getting arrested. You know, here in the state of Texas, how old do you think you have to be to go to jail? 17. Any other numbers? No. Here in the state of Texas, you can go to jail at the age of 10. So if that officer feels you're a real threat, listen up. Listen. If he feels you're a threat, you're gonna go. Okay? You're gonna go to jail. Now, this is the reason. The reason I tell you is because there's real consequences to actions. And sometimes students or our kids, they do stuff that sometimes will cost them big. But you know what? What I found out when I was in juvenile corrections was that most of these kids making these horrible decisions that made them go to jail was because they didn't have the support that they needed. You guys have support. Some of you have support, some of you don't. But you know what? There's people out here in our communities that care about you and that want you to be successful. And the reason that we want you to be successful, guys, is because if you can't get your schooling, if you can't get some kind of trade, if you can't be productive, you know what's going to happen? You're going to start getting a little bit sad, You're going to make decisions that are questionable. And you're going to maybe make decisions that are going to cause, a lot of problems. And then, you start making decisions, one bad decision, then you start making another bad decision, and then pretty soon they start to become habits. And you know what? We know, and I know that you guys know about kids out there in your school now. They can't do things right because they don't know how. But nobody's there to teach them, nobody's there to help them. But you know what? We've got a community here that wants to help, that wants to come together, that wants to ensure that you're being successful. Now today, what I do for the Dallas ISD is I'm a volunteer services manager. And so what I do is I ensure that our volunteers are all background checked and oriented, that our schools are following policies, okay, and protocols. That just means that they're following guidelines. So when people want to come in and help and volunteer, we do background checks. We make sure that our schools are following those procedures. So I ensure that that gets done. Unfortunately, sometimes I look at backgrounds and, you know, they're not always the cleanest, but that's okay. You know what, we try to work with everyone in regards to that. Our district wants our communities to come together so that we can ensure that our students are achieving, okay? You guys are our future. So that's what I do. So dads, if you're out here wanting to volunteer, and if you're gonna be mentoring, let's say it's not even your own son, it's someone that we have to go through that policy, that procedure. And you're gonna help, and I'm gonna help you through that. We're gonna help you through that process. So Ms. Rivas is familiar with that process as well. So just make sure that as we start to build this male engagement outreach, that you guys are aware of that, okay? It doesn't mean that we don't, if something's on your background from 20, 30 years ago, that we're gonna hold that against you. We're just gonna look at it, and we're gonna help you try to get involved in our students' lives so that they can be successful. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're in this. This is why we do what we do, because we want you to be successful. We want you to go to trade school, go to college, you know, be happy, okay? Because you know what, when I was at those correctional facilities, those kids weren't any different than anybody else. Yeah, they were gangbangers, murderers, drug dealers, all those things. But you know what? When you peel all those, what do you call those layers? Guess what? They were just kids. They were kids like you. They were kids when I was kids. They just wanted to be what? Loved, happy, accepted. That's all they wanted. That's all they really craved. And sometimes they didn't have that at their home. Sometimes they didn't have that in their community. And they sought it out. They sought the fast money. They sought out the fast friend. And you know what? Sometimes it backfired. And it ruined some of their lives. I saw many lives ruined. Because, you know, they didn't make good decisions. They didn't have good support. But you know what? We're not going to let that happen to you. We're here to support you. We're here to help you. And so I really would like for us to just take this in this time, have a good time. I'm going to go ahead and let Mr. David Reeves come over here and talk a little bit about mentoring, because this is really about community, fellows, ladies. This is about community, okay? And we're going to talk about a little a resource that we have for you that will hopefully make it stronger. But at the end of the day, we need you to be involved, and we need you to help each other, all right? David?
So, usually I'm just talking to the dads, but today I told them we got a mixed crowd. So we actually have some that want to be mentored in the crowd. We got some students. Raise your hand if you are a student. Because some of y'all look old, some of y'all look grown already. No, all right. So it's good, it's good. And raise your hand if you actually came here to hoop. Raise your hand if you're a hooper and you're not about to go out there and get your ankles broken. Okay, so some people have to be honest with yourself. Okay. All right, so my name is David Reeves, King David Reeves, on all social media platforms. I am a professional mentor, and I've developed the Mentor Connector app to connect those who are looking to mentor and for mentoring opportunities to the organizations who have those mentoring-related opportunities. So I've been doing mentoring actually since elementary, so this is my thing. This is what I've been doing, just been trying to figure out a lane to be able to do it full-time. And now, that's what I do. So my day job, I work community engagement for Education's Freedom, which is a college and career readiness nonprofit that serves 21 Downside D High School, 3 middle school, 8 Grand Prairie ISD, 3 in Fort Worth, Marshall ISD, and Austin ISD, President Obama's mentoring program. And then we design and implement the mayor's intern program. A lot of stuff. I'm community engagement. I try and plug in the community and the partners, people who are looking to connect with our students, and vice versa. So with that being said, I'm here to talk to you about why dads, you should want a mentor, and why y'all students, should want a mentor. Raise your hand if you have a mentor. And dads, it's not off limits to y'all too. I got a few different mentors. Raise your hand if you got one. Be proud about that. So put your hand. Absolutely, absolutely. See, that's a good mentor right there. Holding them accountable. Thank you, sir. So, tell me what y'all think a mentor is real quick. I only got a few minutes, but we're gonna do this little freestyle. Someone guide you on the right path. I like the answer. It's a great answer, bro. Someone guide you on the right path. How many of y'all agree with that? Absolutely. Yes, sir. And then you, bro. No, him right here, behind you. Someone to help you in a situation that you can't handle yourself. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I think that's a solid answer. Absolutely. So basically, something I was like a resource to go to. Cool. So, let me get this straight. Because I always hear about the fear from people who are trying to make time to mentor, right? Adults who are usually successful professionals, the last thing we have is extra time to give anybody, right? So what I didn't hear was that you need somebody to be constantly going to all the time. Is that right? You didn't say, I need somebody every day of the week to come. Say what? To make some time for you, right? What a lot of people are scared of, especially grown up, and which are usually the best mentors, the most successful ones, are the busiest ones. A lot of people are scared because they think mentoring means I gotta be one-on-one with the same kid who may or may not even gel with me. I gotta see them every day, or they hit me up whenever and it's inconvenient. I got my own kids to worry about, really. Ain't got time for your kids too. And then they think if they let them down, it ruins their whole life, which partially is true. But when you think you got to see somebody every day, you got to be mentoring them daily, that's a lot of responsibility, right or wrong. So can y'all see as students, as mentees, why somebody would be afraid to accept that challenge? Y'all can see that? Makes sense. Now let me flip it real quick. You do realize that as students, you should be mentoring somebody as well. Raise your hand if y'all already knew that. Good. Good. You're never too young. I started in elementary, and I actually started because I grew up in Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous program, and my first mentors were the people who society said you shouldn't be learning from. They were my first, second mother and father figures. So your ex-crackheads, your ex-prostitutes, the ex-pimps, the ex-drug dealer, and the drug user, the ex-gangster, the ex-murderer, thief, who you name it. Those were the people I was hearing the first stories from, right? The first life lessons that actually changed me before I had a chance to go out and experience it. Don't get me wrong, just like we all do, I thought I need to go out there and experience some things for myself. I was like, man, he told me the game, so I'm gonna go out there and do it a little different. And then you find out, I'm human too, no better than them. Walk down the same path and get the same result. What I learned from that are some of the most powerful lessons I've ever learned in my life. And now that I have millionaire and billionaire mentors in my life, I still learn more powerful lessons from those who society wrote off and said, you're not supposed to learn from unsuccessful people. Go learn from the people making the money that you want to make or living the life you want to live. It's like, nah, you can learn from people who messed up, made all the mistakes that you thought you were Superman, Superwoman to not have to see yourself. So it made me early on realize you can literally learn from anybody. And even as an elementary student, I was reading and doing math on 11th, 12th grade level in 4th grade. And my teacher said, you know what, you need to be helping out some of these kids in 1st, 2nd grade who can't even read yet. I said, what? They can't read? Like reread? It's like, yeah. See for yourself. And it caught me completely off guard. Because I didn't think as an elementary kid that I had anything to offer somebody younger or older than me. but I did. So for you, if you want to get to the next level of wherever it is you want to be in life, and your dads, forgive me for this, but I hope I'm still showing you why y'all are so needed for this program with All Pro Dads. Because I'm talking to those who need you. And they're agreeing with me, so I'm hoping that's motivating you as their agreement. Am I tracking? Yeah. Y'all need them. And you'll be surprised how much they need y'all. Real talk. Your next level of success you want to get to, the door is behind one of these mentors. The connection you need is behind one of these All Pro dads in here that's going to volunteer to help you. There's a blessing in every connection. Problem is, a lot of times you may think I'm too young to take advantage of this connection. How many of y'all know social media celebrities of your age or younger? Yeah, that's what I thought. How many of y'all know ones who are getting paid that are your age or younger? Like pay. Exactly. It's too early for them to start. And you're the same age. There's a lot of them that look like you. So what's stopping you? What do y'all want to do in life? We'll close out with this. Just throw some things out there. I know a lot of y'all can hoop, so I don't want to hear just hooping. Okay, you want to go to the NFL. What mentor is going to help you get there? Yeah, coach is cool. He's solid. Now, how many years is an average NFL career? Once you make it, because I feel what you're saying, I see it in your eyes. So once you make it, how long is your average career?
Statistically?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, that's good stat. Good, yeah, 1-5. So 3 to 5, 5 to 8, then you got you up there with Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. That's not everybody. But, okay, you say you make that good money. They always, even the ones who last a few decades, you still have to have some kind of business, right? You still got to be building a brand. So be thinking about that entrepreneur mindset. What are you going to build while you're in there? Once you do go pro, right? And then leverage that to pay for your school so that you don't let education in whatever college, university, you use them too, and get your degree and get whatever else you need, the connection you need to build that brand while you're in it. Who else? I'm scared to say what you can do in public. What are you gonna do once you graduate? He's scared to say. Oh, you got a graphic designer? Oh yeah, man. Are you scared to talk about that?
We talked about
You ain't nah, it's different. And you can still leverage, exactly. And your story's gonna still be different, man. There's only one you in the world. And there will only ever be one you. But graphic design, game design, I know you. Let me know. Let's talk. Because it's booming, make big business. And if you want to combine that right now, if you are familiar with the esports, yeah. And you've seen what they're doing. And you know what kind of money Mark Cuban got, and he's invested in them. Got the Mavs game facility. I got to connect over there too. They just started ramping up the league, right? So, just for example, NBA 2K got a whole league. People who are professional gamers are like playing point guard, like that is their position. They do a draft and everything like the real league. And everybody is in position. And you get paid anywhere between 40 to 60K a year to do this now. And it's just starting out. It's not even talking about competing at the tournaments. So game is going to a whole nother level. So the design team, I don't even want to tell you what they make. So if you do want to go pro, and say you do, you can use that to balance it out, to elevate the other brand. And if you don't make it, you still get to be in that arena because there's so many jobs around sports. It's great, but we definitely can link. And for any of y'all, whatever you think about you want to do, I know somebody doing it. And chances are there's probably a person in this room who knows somebody who's doing what you want to do, and that's why you got to get to know them. And please believe, if you don't ask and you don't seek out these mentors, you don't ask the questions to your future, no doors are going to be unlocked for you. You can work that normal job that you hate, that you don't really want to go to for the rest of your life and not feel fulfilled. But that's not living. You're going to slowly die, man. And drain you. So, that being said, Dads, raise your hand real quick. I'm about to be 5 months. Right. 5 months strong. Got that girl on the way. I never get to do that, so I absolutely feel like I know you from somewhere too, bro. All right, so we got a good amount of dads in here. Do y'all think these boys need you?
Without a doubt.
Does anybody not feel like they're up for the challenge? Because y'all two already mentored them, right? You at the school, right? Who needs mentors most from this crowd? Sorry. Every absolutely. And Mark Cuban said, actually, you're not supposed to be monogamous with your mentor. Like monogamous, being faithful in a relationship with not. Like he said you're supposed to have a mentor for every area of your life. Every area. So your finances, your emotional side, your spiritual side, your physical side, your balling side, your career path side, every area of your life. And he actually said this to a group of students I connect to him that he was mentoring. And they got only one of them went and got his card. Because not everybody listened. So what? Come on, man. Don't ask questions for everybody. So I can't even ask for no money though. Because he gets that every day. 1,000 emails a day. But dads, appreciate y'all being here. The need is great. Appreciate the work y'all do consistent with them. Coach Hill especially. No, it's not easy. I know you want to choke out a few of them a few times a day and have off the record. We're not gonna say because you're recording right here. We're not gonna say that. But the camera can't see you, so you're good, brother. You're good. But for real, they appreciate whether or not they say it. I mean, fellas, is this? Am I saying facts? Y'all appreciate the mentorship, even though you see him every day. So still, nah, he's like, man, hell no. I'm like, yeah. But that's why. Can y'all do it on your own though? Is it, Coach, can you do this on your own? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm a firm believer that because of that, it takes our villages coming together to raise our children. And that's what we're going to do enough of. We've got to keep pulling each other up instead of pushing each other down, crab and barrel mentality. And that's what we do by mentoring. And then when you're getting mentored, make sure you don't forget to reach back and pull somebody else up, because y'all got, raise your hand if you got a younger brother or sister. Younger cousin. Somebody that's looking up to you, so that's everybody. Don't forget about them, because they're watching you. You may be just doing it to have fun right now, but I got plenty of cousins who were just having fun and went to the pen, got out, but their little brother or sister did a little bit harder, and they still locked up. They're watching now. Don't forget that. So that's why you're here. Dads, appreciate y'all coming. And please, please stay plugged in. And it's a good showing in here. It's a good showing. Y'all may not think this a lot, but we've had some larger schools who did not have this many bodies in the room. So hats off to what y'all doing. And please stay motivated and let me know if you need me. For real. King David Reeves, thank y'all for your time.
Hey, David.
Oh yeah, let's work it.
Before you leave, you want to plug maybe your next Mentor Connect date and time?
April 11th. Oh, yes, sir. Appreciate that. April 11th, SMU. So basically, it's an event, older and young professionals. I connect to college and high school students. So we got everybody from judges and councilmen and women who are, distinguished in the city, who are not serving, to college students, to business owners, to engineers. You can find anybody in my network. Honestly, to the solid brother, there's a good friend of mine named Chris Fisher who is launching the Dallas Redbirds professional basketball team, the only other one in Dallas aside from the Dallas Mavericks. So we got some heavy hitters there, and we're going to have organizations like Dallas ID and All Pro Dads showing love. Stay for It Takes has a mentor program. A lot of successful organizations, Education's Freedom. We can go on and on, literally, and you'll be able to connect and network with people on all levels, all walks of life. So April 11th, next one at SMU, the first one was at UNT Dallas. Had a great showing and some great connections that happened from there. People who've done business together since then. It was beautiful. And speaking of Chris Fisher, the brother just walked in. So those of y'all who think you can actually ball, he has a real basketball team that's going to be launching very soon. And you can get real pay. It ain't going to be the $1 million NBA salaries yet, but it's getting there. So when can we plug him? They need to hear a little something.
Is
But
it
I'm
part
gonna-
of the new D-League?
No, so.
Go ahead and answer that question.
Appreciate it. All right, so
You don't need?
I don't need anybody. Appreciate it, Thomas. My name's Chris Fisher. Everybody calls me Fish. I am one of the owners of the new team called the Dallas Redbirds. To answer your question, no, it's not a part of the new D-League. The D-League, what they've done now is all the owners of the D-League teams have had to sell their teams back to the owners of all of the NBA teams. So now every NBA team will have a D-League team that's directly connected to it. All right, so, but what we are a part of is the TBL, which is simply the basketball league. There's 12 teams in the league already. They're currently playing right now. There's teams in Tampa, San Diego, Raleigh, North Carolina, Kansas City, New York City. So teams all over, Seattle. And so we'll be doing an expansion team here in the Dallas area. And so we get started in January 2020. And so we're going to be doing a lot of different things as far as getting engaged with inside of the community. So for instance, the summer we'll be having some different camps for the kids. We'll have one that's open to community camps, and then we'll also have select camps for junior high and high school, boys and girls teams. So we'll be selecting some kids that are on the higher level to see if they would like to be a part of what we got going on. The other thing is there are some other opportunities that we're going to be doing with the community, such as we'll be doing some community basketball games where you get to start meeting some of the players of who we are. And the biggest thing is that we just want to make sure that y'all know who we are before we even get started, right? So how many of you all are familiar with the Redbird area? Just Redbird, Dallas, Oak Cliff area, right? Okay, so Redbird is in the southern sector of Dallas, but we are open to all of Dallas, all right? So we just wanted to make sure that we highlighted a part of Dallas that we feel like there's a lot of pride going there, but we still wanted to make sure that we're reflective of all of Dallas. So real quick question, a little trivia that might trip you up. How many professional teams actually play, practice, and headquarters in the city limits of Dallas? I want y'all to think about that. How many professional teams do we have in our Metroplex that actually plays, headquarters, and practices in the city limits of Dallas? Anybody know? You said 6. You said 1. All right, that's the answer right there. Out of all the professional teams that we have in the Metroplex and all the teams that court the name Dallas, we only have one team that actually plays, practice, and headquarters in the city limits of Dallas, and that is the Mavericks. All right. All other teams either play, practice, headquarters in Frisco or Arlington. You can make the argument about the Stars, but the Stars have their headquarters in Frisco. They also practice in Frisco. So that means there's really only one team that's really anchored with the city of Dallas. Our aim and goal is to be another second team that's actually anchored in the city limits of Dallas. all right, and be about Dallas and not just pimping the name, if you will, because essentially that's what's happening. So we're really about the Dallas community, and we're really about making sure that our players are inside the community. So you'll be seeing our players actually show up to schools when we make sure we connect with Thomas and make sure that we can volunteer and all of that great stuff. So we really want to make sure that you all see who we are. Most of our players have played high-level international, and they also played G League or played some NBA. One of the players that we're in contract talks right now has 7 years of NBA experience. So this is not, some little rec league type stuff. All right. So this is real professional basketball. In the United States, we're the only country, if you will, that really only has one, kind of two levels of professional basketball. Because the G League is still owned by the NBA, it's still almost really all one league because 80% of those players get to play some little bit of NBA. If you go to Germany, Germany has 5 levels of professional basketball, and that's just Germany. The Philippines have 7 levels, and that's a small little Philippines. So the U.S., we have the NBA, and so we're one of the very few, and so we're looking to answer that cause, if you will, of all those players that either have to go all the way across seas to play, that actually want to play at home. Because if you look at it, there's only 60 players that get drafted to the NBA. What happens to the other 900 plus players that are eligible every year that can actually play at a high level? And so that's what we're looking to do. So please look for us. Our website is redbirdshoops.com, redbirds with the S, hoops.com. And that's the same thing for all of our social media. You can find us at redbirdshoops.com, or Redbird Hoops is all of our Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of stuff. We got apparel that's going to be launching here this month that's really exciting. We're looking at embracing the culture, not just looking at basketball, but we're looking at uplifting the culture. So you'll see us in sports, you'll see us in music, and we'll see us in the community. So because it's all about uplifting that culture. So
got a mentor program coming
up that David's working on putting together for us.
So some of them can try out too, right?
Actually, yes. Well, the interesting thing is, and this is the last thing I get out y'all's way, the youngest that we can actually take in our league is 15. So that's actually one of the things that we're looking at. So we know that there are players just like that, Tony Parker, and even our guy that plays out here, Luka. Luka started playing professional basketball at 15, right? So there's players that have the ability to play it, and we also know that there's some players that may struggle with their grades, but have the ability to play at a high level, but may not make it to the next level just purely because of their grades. And so we want to make sure that we're still giving guys every opportunity to have the path to answer the call to be able to play and become professionals. But we're about the holistic part of the athlete, because two of my business partners are former NFL players, former professional players. One Super Bowl rings with the Patriots, so we know what it's like on the professional level. So we're really excited about what we got going on. Please stay in tune. You'll hear more about what we got doing. If you're in the business community, business world, we'll have business mixers, networking events with inside the community. We're excited about all of those things that we're doing with the Dallas Redbirds. So that's it for right now. If you want to talk to me, I'll be here. I'll have cards and all kinds of stuff. Thomas, I appreciate you allowing me to kind of hijack this time and get up in here and stuff. All right. Appreciate y'all.
Before we hit this program, the APD program, I want to let you guys, let me tell you something. This is real important because there's all these wonderful opportunities that do exist in our community, okay? But remember where it all starts. It starts at home, right? You got to take care of your business. You got to listen to your parents. You got to listen to those people in authority. You got to respond in the right way, because it's all about character, okay? You're going to get these opportunities. You're going to go do some wonderful things with your life. But you know what? It all starts now. Dads, when does it start? Right here. That's when it starts. I remember talking to a lot of parents as I did parent and community engagement. I have families come to me and say, Miguel, can you help me with my child? They said, can you please help me with them? I'm like, well, what's going on? The first, besides that what's going on question, my second question was, how old are they? Why do you think I would ask, how old are they? You know, by the age of 15, 16, our kids start to develop their own mindset. Everything that they've learned, all that foundation, we know in education, right guys? Who are my teachers? Do I have a teacher around? When the kids, there's like sponges. We know that if they're not reading at grade level by what? Grade 3. If they're not at grade level, the likelihood that they go to prison increases substantially, okay? And there's data that supports that, but what I want you to know is that everything starts when they're young, okay? Young people, you can still make a difference in your life, but you have to be able to make that you have to make that choice to do the right thing all the time. Because all these wonderful opportunities, again, that exist, you can either take them, do something with it, or throw them away. So it's completely up to you. What we're gonna talk about right now for our dads, for the folks that come to TJ or that are at other campuses, we have a program. It's called All Pro Dads, and it's real simple. And you can start to use this, dads, male engagement figures, to start your programming here. Once we finish that, we're gonna go ahead and start this 3-on-3 and move it. All right. So let's go ahead and get this show on the road.
Entonces, un padre, aparte de ser el líder, puede guiar. La relación es la que va a llevar a cabo el éxito de sus hijos. Pero yo sé que en este día, por X razones, no está en casa, pero está hay un abuelo, un tío, primo hermano, que tome ese papel. De que él va a ser, ¿sabes qué? Yo voy a ser el modelo, el protagonista de esta persona, de este niño. Yo lo animo que pase el siguiente paso y vaya al campo donde va ese niño. Préstese más que nada como voluntario para que ese niño o niña lo vea usted. En el sentido de que el liderazgo, a guiarlos, a darles ese calor, es donde ya entra ese ánimo, donde ellos se prestan para escuchar. Porque aparte de la relación, el trabajo es sumamente importante y lo entiendo. Tenemos en veces que trabajar los trabajos, lo entiendo, y nos consume la vida. Pero lo que es más bonito es crear esa memoria intencionalmente con nuestros hijos, una bonita relación, para poder apoyarlos y darles ese empujo al éxito.
All right. Again, thanks everyone. Quite a segue into what we're going to do here. Like Miguel said, we're going to get through this process here. I wanted to share some great points with you about the program, the very key points about them. And we had an opportunity this morning with Coach Hill to start our first breakfast off along with FCA this morning. So, hey, look, Coach Hill got out there. He set up that first breakfast with you just to find out what the program was, what the commitment level for men. And it was great along with the FCA chapter here as well. And you have a couple of these gentlemen here tonight that I'm very grateful for. We had a great time, had an awesome time this morning. I'm very thankful for that. Okay? All right, first quarter of the why. Kind of led into, and let me plug my great friend over there now, Mr. Anthony Gutierrez. Gentleman you just witnessed here. He's in the house here. So I just want to say thank you. He's with the Racial Equity Office here in Dallas, Texas. Okay, hey, look, when the father figure, granddad is absent, you know, there's so many bad things could be for that child, for that young lady or young man. When they're absent, I mean, it's, again, 2 times lucky on a level to have failing grades. You know, they are 2 times on the pass. Not 1 to make it up, but it's twice the speed when you're not present with that young man or young woman. So, again, I won't read over all of them. Miguel touch bases on statistics. 54% poorer than our parents. Okay, sometimes I'll just be real and very transparent with everyone. Sometimes as a family, sometimes your family may want you to work opposed to make sure that you focus in on your education. So I get it. Okay, I really do get it. Teen pregnancy, when they're absent, I mean, hey, look, those are type of, statistics that we fall behind. Okay? Again, when we are actively involved as a father, again, I won't go through all the plugs, but I just want to share with you, hey, we're more consistent. The grades are better. Fewer behavior problems. Less dealing with coach in his office when you're in there talking to him about a choice that you made. It wasn't the right choice that day. So it impacts that as well. I mean, the increasing ability to learn. When you focus, you'll be able to focus in those classrooms, guys. You'll be able to do better. The results will be better on your test and on your overall education, on your process, and through your life. The enhanced creativity, the improved time and management skills. This is a part of what you're really managing as a young man right now, as a young lady right now, as a dad. And David, you mentioned something earlier. Hey man, I need these guys. I need you. I can't do what I do without you. So I just want you to know. Dave also touched bases on, the crowd that have shown up. We've been to every corner of DISD zoning area. TJ, you really showed out today. But it was the first call that I made to Coach Hill. He was so excited, he was ready to run with it and say, hey, Tom, we need it. So I'm glad that we're able to not just be a one-hitter quitter. I'm here for the long haul. It's not this year, but sustaining into next year. Okay? Of course, the second part is what? And I have a...
I'm a drug counselor, so the importance of prevention and being involved with your kids is so important that I see. As far as versus parents that are involved and parents that are not involved, especially dads that are involved with their kids. The percentage of them graduating high school, staying out of trouble, staying out of alcohol and drugs is so high. So I think it's so important for dads to be involved with their kids, and be watching over them. There's so many dangers out there that if dads are not involved, kids are very easy to get involved in.
All right. About the program, it's very simple. It's very simple. Okay? Program consists of 1 minute a day. That's something positive that is spoken to you guys, you young ladies. What I do here in the building, and I did here this morning with your announcements, something positive to the students each and every morning. This program requires that it gives you these positive statements that you can make to your kids by downloading the app real quick on your phones. And while we're standing around here tonight, I'd love to do that with some of your dads, because that's resources and references that are coming to you every day that you'll be able to share with your child each and every morning. The second piece of that, Coach is already into it. He had his breakfast this morning. And what was so smooth about it, he combined everything with it. SBDM members, FCA, teachers, and dads into the program. So we had a breakfast here, but the most important thing Coach was sharing with me is that I want to get it right. Because our next breakfast is going to be a gym full of young ladies and young men. But he took his time to want to make sure how the process works. The third big event, of course, is the end of year. Miguel and I, we have not set a date. It's called the Super Cereal Bowl. What it looks like is just like this. And what we will do is that we've been able to secure one venue from SMU to be able to put this on. Of course, we'll be out of work next week for spring break. As soon as I hit the floor next week, this is the focus that I'm going to have with my manager to make sure that we have this opportunity out here for our 24 chapters that we've started here at DISD and your families. Okay? The how?
A lot of dads really don't know how to have a conversation with their children. What we want to do through the discussions that take place here is we want to introduce the concepts of how to actually have an open-ended conversation with your children rather than just commanding. What we like to do in the Pride moment is just ask dads to share why they're proud of their student. All that happens, that's my question right there.
I'm very proud of him because he has a good heart.
He's consistently encouraging his friends to get up there. He's the first one to cheer for him.
This encapsulates the vision that we have as a school. So I was ready to adopt it. So I've been the leader of this program for the last 2 years.
Más importante es que tratamos y tratar es esencial.
We want to make sure that dads are showing up, so obviously we have to communicate. And we want to make sure that when they come, that they have a great experience. We want to make sure that everybody is welcome, that they feel welcome, that they feel part of a family when they walk through the door.
Good, all right?
When we see parents walking down the hallways with the children, the fathers as they greet the teachers, the students contemplate that respect that the fathers are projecting to the teachers, and they correspond with the same respect. That's making a difference, and that's what we are looking for, making a difference in the life of a child, in the life of a family, in the life of a school, in the life of a community.
Just real brief, the program for the All Pro Dads, it's a $50 registration. We've been blessed enough to have also some fundings that we were able to take care of some schools as well.
So Thomas, let me clarify, that's just the annual registration for the dad club, the organization. So it's not per person, it's nothing like that. So they pay and they get a subscription to a website. They get, all the information, all the tools that they need to run the program at the campus. So the school usually picks up the cost on that, okay? And sometimes the PTA, the booster club, they'll pay for that $50 annual fee. But it's nothing that families have to pay for. Just wanted to make that clear.
Right, thanks Miguel for making that clarity on that. And again, I won't spend too much, but Miguel did hit it. You have a website, you're able to post your pictures and everything from your breakfast and do all of that. It's a real easy layout. Here's a PowerPoint that is a PowerPoint presentation. That's for your team captain, for Coach Hill and Coach Jones to roll out. There's a subject matter each month. This month was kindness. And what I see in this building tonight is strictly kindness. So again, I just wanted to share that with you as far as what you get in that packet. Hey, a few other men. Mr. Gutierrez comes by my office every morning. He reminds me of that. Because what impacts it is tremendous to that child. And he reminds me all the time. Thomas is not 10 to 100. Because if I can sign up 10 and have 100 in the building that don't sign up, we don't win. So I'm very thankful for that encouragement from Mr. Gutierrez every morning to make sure we continue to move and process the program. Fourth quarter, that's the who.
Hi, I'm Tony Dungy, and I'm proud to be associated with the men and women who are on our All Pro Dads Day team. Here are just a few of the people helping dads and kids get connected across the country.
Dallas ISD for Kids All Pro Dad Draft Day. First event of many more to come. We are gathered together as a result of our commonly held values that a father and father figures need to be engaged in student schooling and ignite their learning. Your commitment and service to the Dallas Independent School District is greatly appreciated and valued.
So the program is broken up into 3 components. 1 minute a day, 1 hour a month, and 1 day out of the year. There are many kids out here that are suffering from depression, and as men, we need to be able to support them and say, hey, we got your back, we're here for you. I've been where you are.
Just being in their lives is a privilege. It enriches my life.
Sharing in this fight to save our young men.
Role models. This nation needs it right now.
I feel like this program is very important. For me personally, I come from a 2-parent home with a strong father figure. And I know in the community that we don't have a lot of strong father figures. So I'm privileged, obligated, and honored to give back to the community and the students.
To bond with my daughters and help them be the best they can be in their future.
Teach young men how to be better men.
We're all just about supporting our children.
Hey, that is awesome. We had at the event, the kickoff in September, had over 113 men on that stage. Those men Dave was talking about, those mentors, those kids that are seeking us to make sure we keep our accountability level to help them. You hear at times, and there to hear what's going on with you at times. So, make very excited about that. Again, I didn't want to rush through it, but I just wanted to make sure that I spent time with you to let you know how important it is to me. I'm a volunteer coordinator at the district. I serve 86 schools, but at the end of the day, I don't look at that title. I was born to serve, and that's all I want to do. All right, if we can get everyone together real quick. You kind of tighten up. This is your picture because you were drafted today, and we're going to get it in.
All right, fellas, let's take a quick picture, then we can go ahead and start the team game.
Everybody, yes sir, everybody. Thomas, go. Okay, let's get it. All right, team. Okay. All right, you guys want to tight up? Come on, this is 2-minute warning for about a minute in it. You guys want to join us? Come on, you here? Come on. This TJ, represent your school. Tighten it up. Come on. Step back a little bit. Come on, Dave. Now, come on. Don't worry about it. Come on, get it. All right. 30 seconds, about 2 minutes. All right.
Oh, we got to do countdown to something, man. Yeah.
Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2. You ready for your smile, Dave? 1. Smile, cheese. All right. Hey, can I have team 1?
This is William, hopefully your favorite videographer from Two Hats Publishing. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you like it, please leave comments below, or like, follow, or subscribe to us and get notices of all our videos. We love it, even when you call.